Hey there, it's Dusty with one more story for you from Reddit. Title of this story is Am I the Astronaut for Only Paying for One of My Daughter's Weddings and Down Payment? So I, 50 male, have 3 kids. Sarah, 35 female, Jessica, 25 female, and Ben, 23 male. My wife and I had Sarah when we were both 16. It wasn't easy, but with both of our parents' support, we could finish college while we raised her. When it was time for her to go to college, we didn't have the money to help her, so she took out loans and paid for them herself. We learned from our mistakes and started saving for her siblings, Jessica and Ben, who got around $100K college fund and had no debt. Through all of this, Sarah never complained. She finished her education, got a fantastic job, and could repay the loans in just 3 years while staying with us to save as much as possible. She also had helped us a lot with babysitting her younger siblings and has always been selfless and helped out in any way she could, maybe even to a fault. So when she told me 5 years ago that she was getting married, I talked to my wife and told her how bad I felt we never did anything for her and that I wanted to give her the inheritance I got from my grandmother, which was around $50K, to help pay for her wedding and down payment on the house. Luckily, my wife agreed, and even though she didn't really need it, I knew it meant a lot to her. The issue is, Jessica is getting married next year and had assumed we would plan a similar gift for her. She was quite surprised when I told her that we never discussed such plans, and even if we wanted to, we didn't have the budget for it. She told us it wasn't fair that we had paid for her sister, but would not do the same for her. Timeout. Jessica. Okay, so Jessica is one of the younger ones that got $100K college fund. Sarah got the $50K assistance for wedding and home down payment. She told us it wasn't fair that we had paid for her sister, but would not do the same for her. I tried to explain the situation, telling her that in the long run, we spend twice as much on her and her brother as we ever did on Sarah. However, she insisted that Sarah was already well off, noting that Sarah and her husband had paid off their house and were doing extremely well financially. Well, yes, we should punish them for that, certainly. I told her that this had nothing to do with how much money her sister had. This was us financially being able to do something for our oldest child who had to sacrifice so much because we had her at such a young age. She didn't take it well, left angry, and won't speak to us. My wife thinks that we should maybe take out a small loan and give her the money because she isn't used to not talking to her kids and is sad she is being left out of the wedding preparations. She is even afraid of us not getting invited to the wedding, but I have to put my foot down and I won't budge because she's not entitled to our money. Now even Sarah is saying that this is getting out of hand and even offered to pay half the money. But personally, I'm at a point where I'd rather burn the $50K than give it to her. Sarah and my wife think that this is not worth destroying our family over, but I think that giving in will only make her more entitled in the long run. Top comment here, Jessica got a college education funded and Sarah got a wedding gift. It's not about favoritism, it's about what was possible at the time. Jessica's acting entitled because she didn't get the same thing, but that doesn't mean that she should get it. Everyone has different needs and circumstances. OP is NTA. Agreed, OP is NTA 100%. And if Jessica is bitching about not getting the same thing, does she want you to go back and give her a less fortunate childhood? Because that's what Sarah had. Sarah did not have the same means that Jessica had while growing up as a little kid. She didn't have all the things. She didn't have probably the bigger room. She didn't have like a car when she turned 16. She didn't have all these things because they weren't there yet. And she cannot hold the universe accountable, hold her parents accountable for not being equally as successful today as they were back then. Hilarious, though, that she wants to hold her sister accountable for being successful. Like, if we're going to play that game and you're so intent on having the same thing, then at some point, when you're at the same age that she's at, we have to look at your income and penalize you equally. It's not the same because you're not the same. And first of all, OP, I agree with you. She's not entitled to anything. It is a gift. Supporting them equally is what you're trying to do. And you're not even all the way there with Sarah. You're at 50% of what you've done for Jessica, and Jessica's butthurt. She wants to throw it out of balance even more. Like, okay. No, you're welcome for paying for college, by the way. Sure, yeah, if she wants to give back the $100K that was used to pay for her education, then they can give her back 50 of it. Yes, and then it'll be even Steven. Also, yes, she can go back in time and mortgage a lot of her teen years to help babysit. This is Delulu. We're going there. I need to come up with like the audacity or entitlement kind of thing here too, because she would get these as well. And I agree with you, Dad. I agree. It's a dangerous game right now because Mama is like, just give her the money. I want to talk to my baby. That's dangerous. Holy shit. She's willing to pay $50K. Your kid is holding your relationship ransom, and your mom's like, just pay the money. I don't want any harm to come to her. Like, she's holding herself ransom, B. You understand this, right? She's just trying to take advantage of you. She knows damn well what's happening here. And yeah, maybe you won't get invited to the wedding. I don't think that'll happen. I think this is a bluff. I think she's not including Mama in wedding shit right now as a bluff to see how long it'll take for Mom to cave and give her the $50K. I think what you have to worry about right now, OP, is your wife going around you, getting a loan for this $50K and giving it to her. I think you have to seriously worry about that. Also, like Sarah being like, I'll pay for half of it. Like, she has to understand that while her heart is in a glorious place here, that is also going to be enabling. And you are seeing it perfectly clear here. You're like, I will not do this because this will enable her. I would rather set that money on fire than further enable her entitlement. I hope you're able to communicate this to your wife, maybe with the frequency that it's going to take for it to stick. Because right now, all she knows is that her baby won't talk to her. Their 3 p.m. phone call every day doesn't happen. That's priceless. Yeah, the audacity. Yeah. We need the audacity one, Angel. Dr. Sweets, OP is right. Giving in will only set it up to where Jessica will always expect it. Where does it end? It's gonna be more and more and more and more and more. Like, where does it end? What's fair to you? You're already ahead. Holy shit. Angel agreed. Sarah is an amazing soul. We can give Sarah this. Like, not only not ever coming across with any kind of entitlement whatsoever, like growing up and pitching in the way that she needed to, and just doing it and getting to the point in life where she's at, and then receiving this gift because her parents were trying to balance things out, and being super grateful for it, but being willing to give half of it back to help her sister who's just a bitch. There is such a thing as being too kind. There definitely is. Candy Thunder's dropping some T Swift lyrics over here. Never be so kind that you forget to be clever. Never be so clever that you forget to be kind. Yeah, Dad is taking the right angle here, but I'm afraid for him because this is not a team right now. He's alone in this. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that part of Sarah's willingness to give up half was because Mama was a little birdie chirping in her ear, telling her, and she's just willing to end the pain, right? She has the ability to stop the bleeding right now and is like, I will help.